Good afternoon. Today we will start module 2. The title is DC machines, right? So in DC machines, the first topic. Can anybody tell the first topic? What is the first topic? First topic is constructional features. Okay. So constructional features. So before going to the details of the construction features, I would like to uh, explain you what a DC machine actually is. So first, let us see what a DC machine is. What is it? DC machine. Okay, so a machine, a DC machine, in short, M/C. It can be a DC generator. It can be a DC motor. Okay, so both of these we can call uh, as a DC machine. In general, the general term is DC machine. So it can be a DC motor or a DC generator as well, right? So, so how these two are different? Then what is DC generator? So DC generator. So it using it, we can convert mechanical energy to electrical energy. Sorry, I will rewrite it. Mechanical energy to electrical energy. Okay. Whereas a mechanical energy to electrical energy. So this DC motor, this will convert vice versa. Electrical energy to mechanical energy. Okay. So what is mechanical energy then? What is electrical energy? So here particularly the mechanical energy is in the form of rotation. Okay. So at the shaft of a motor, right? So I will explain this with the help of a simple figure. So if you take a machine, a DC machine, I believe that my voice is audible to you, right?
Yes, sir.
Uh, so this is a DC machine, right? So the input, if the input is a mechanical energy, right? If we give input mechanical energy, it will give you electrical energy as output. So this is output. Okay. For the same machine, you can take for the same machine if you give input electrical energy, and it will give you output as mechanical energy as output. So in one word or in one sentence, we can talk about a DC machine like this. Okay. So, but there are how these machines convert mechanical energy to electrical energy, or electrical energy into mechanical energy. So that is a it that we can understand using the working principle. Okay. So here inside of this machine you have some arrangement. Okay. So that arrangement um, supports the working principle. Okay. The arrangement of the constructional features or the parts of the DC machine support for the working principle to work and convert the input energy in from one form to another form. Okay. So one form of energy into another form of energy, right? So that's why it is very important to understand what are the constructional features of a DC machine, or what are the main parts of a DC machine, right? So let's see main parts of a DC machine. Main parts of DC machine. So it is important to know the main parts of a DC machine, without which we are unable to talk anything about it except the previous sentence which I told. That is, it converts mechanical. It can convert into mechanical energy into electrical energy, and or DC motor, if you take electrical energy into mechanical energy, that's it. There ends the matter or the knowledge which you know. If you don't know the parts of a DC machine, right? So let us see the main parts of a DC machine, right? So main parts, first one, armature is the main part. One of the main part, armature. Okay. So armature will have its core as well as winding. Okay. So that's why I will write separately armature core, armature winding. Okay. So in your ceiling fan or table fan, which you use in our homes or in offices, everywhere we use, right? So this fan is having a motor. So inside of a motor, you definitely will have a winding. Okay. So winding means a twisted conductor. Twisted conductor, or just like a thread wound on a stick or on a metallic rod, you can assume like that. Okay. So if you take as this as a iron piece, you can have a winding over it. So, okay. So here the iron piece, iron one is this one is called core, and this wire is called winding. Okay. So winding, right? So in every generator and in every motor you will have winding, must, right? So now you may have many number of windings, right? So next, third one, what is the third one? The third one is a field. Field will have its two components, two parts. That is field winding, and the fourth one, field poles. Okay. Field poles, right? So winding is similar, pole is similar, right? So here just to describe what is core and what is winding, I have drawn this figure. Okay. I have drawn this figure to explain you to just so that you can to make you sure that the difference between core and winding. Okay, but every core is not like this. Every core is not just a iron piece or iron rod. Okay, so here uh, these field poles are similar to this iron piece. Okay, so, whereas armature core is a different one. Okay, that is also made of iron part. Field poles are also made of iron part, but they are high. They are totally different in their construction. Their shapes are totally different. Okay, next fifth one. Let us see. You will have mm, yoke. Sixth one, shaft. Seventh one, brushes. Oh, before this, one more important thing I have forgot. Actually, the fifth one must be not this. Fifth one is a commutator. So it is an important part. Sixth one is yoke. Seventh one is shaft. And eighth one is brushes. Okay, right? So if I write commutator at the bottom, its importance may reduce. That's why I have taken care to strike all these three and arrange them in a uh, order of importance. So up to five, everything is important, right? So even without a single thing, you cannot see a DC machine working. You cannot put the machine uh, into work. Even if you don't have armature core, it cannot work. No armature winding, machine won't work. Field winding, machine won't work. Field poles, machine won't work. Commutator, machine won't work. Yoke, machine cannot stand in a proper position. Shaft, machine cannot receive mechanical energy from the mechanical energy, or it cannot give mechanical energy out from the machine, right? Brushes, so without brushes you cannot give supply to the windings. Understand? So armature core is made of iron part, or maybe silicon steel, not silicon steel, soft iron, I think. Iron only, made of iron magnetic materials. Armature core is magnetic material. Field poles are iron parts. Okay, maybe a different irons you can have, soft iron, uh, like that. Brushes are made up of carbon brushes. Okay, shaft is steel, silicon steel. Yoke is also iron. Commutator is copper. All the windings, copper material. These are the materials with which these important parts of the DC machine are made. Okay, so these are the important main parts of a DC machine. Of course, you can have bolts and nuts, screws, some insulation material around the winding, some rubber supporting things, legs. Those things you can have, but they just cannot come into the main parts. Okay, accessories you will have. Okay, accessories like thing. Okay, so to a rough figure, if I draw, like, say if this is a motor, right? So a motor will have a shaft like this. Okay, have you seen such a shape ever? Anyone? Did you see any shape like this somewhere, or a motor? So for this, you must give a DC supply. Okay, so then it will give you mechanical energy. If we give input, your shaft will rotate. Okay, or if you rotate the shaft, or if you give mechanical energy, P mechanical power, it will give you electrical energy as output or electrical power. Okay. So this is a these are the main parts. So if you see such component, such shape ever, you just tell me, anyone of you. No one has seen. So if you go to, no, okay, you okay, right? This is called shaft. The straight, this is shaft. I will redraw this. So this is shaft, and the outer core. This is called yoke. Yoke is just a supporting uh, a cylinder, right? Hollow cylinder, in which inside of which all these armature winding, armature core, field poles, field winding, and commutator, right, uh, are housed. Okay, so yoke houses all these components. Okay, so your yoke houses all this armature core, armature winding, field poles, and commutator. Okay, so all these are inside of a yoke. Okay, even brushes also will be inside, and part of the shaft is also highest part of the shaft is inside of the yoke only, right? So the at the end I have shown a prolonged shaft here. So this is a shaft, part of the shaft. So right, so this what is seen outside is of smaller length than what is inside of the yoke, right? So these are the main parts of DC machine, right? Now let us see, quickly go into the function, right? Or working principle of these main parts of the DC machine. So armature core, just I will again draw the shapes of the parts, right? So first one is armature core, right? So armature, ARM dot stands for armature. Okay. So every time I will not be writing ARMATURE, armature, right? So this armature is ARM dot, right? Armature core. Armature core is having, it is a cylinder only, right? It is in cylindrical shape, out of on which say a cylindrical shape. The armature is like this. It is inside of a yoke, right? So this armature core will have slots inside of this. It looks like a gear wheel. Have you seen a gear wheel? Anyone?
Yes, sir. It has teeth in it.
Teeth, right? So the teeth are outside. So your gear will have like I am not going to draw gear wheel, but I will draw a shaft. So these are not teeth, these are slots. So throughout the periphery of this it's not a egg shape I have got actually. Uh, just to make it circle.
Some people are in waiting rooms. Sir.
Okay, okay. So like pieces of, you will have a hole inside, right, for accommodating shaft. So this is a, how does it look like? So these are for coronavirus, right? It looks like coronavirus. So it is not coronavirus. It is a thin metallic sheet which is having a tooth like this. Okay, but these are rectangular tooth. So inside of which we place conductor. So the red small circles I am placing inside, right? The slots in which, so this is a tooth and this is slot. Okay, so in the slots of this armature, that is a simple sheet, one sheet I have drawn, but you can think it as a side view of the armature core. So hundreds of such sheets are screwed together to form a cylinder like this. Okay, so inside of this you can keep a conductor like this, a winding like this. A winding runs through the slots. Okay, understood? So this is a lamination called lamination, a thin sheet of a iron part, iron cut into this shape is called a lamination. So such laminations now are joined together, right, to form a solid shape like this. Okay, so then we will have a slot for keeping a continuous conductor like this. Okay, winding. So this is a winding, red one winding. Winding is placed inside armature core. So this is, sorry, core, armature core, and this is armature winding. So next one is what? Second one is
Armature winding.
so armature winding is done. Armature winding is made up of a copper without any high grade copper is generally used. High grade, costlier one, almost equal to the cost of a silver or gold. Maybe silver. High grade copper costs like silver. Okay, so copper winding is used. So copper winding is thin wire. The winding which we use here is a thin wire. Okay, So number of in the slots, the winding is wound around the surface of the armature core. Now, armature core is to support the armature winding, right? And to provide a low reluctance path for flux. So armature core supports the winding, okay, and provides low reluctance path for magnetic flux. So we are going to use we are going to produce magnetic flux inside of the machine by with the help of field poles, right? Field poles are nothing but magnetic poles or electromagnets, right? So armature core supports the winding, or inside it carries the slots in which we keep the armature winding. So third one is what? What is the third one? Field winding, right? Field winding. WDG stands for winding. Okay. So armature field winding. Field winding it's a concentrated winding. Right? Concentrated winding means just like our copper conduct of our piece of iron. So this is a concentrated winding. Whereas armature winding is a distributed winding. Are you able to understand? Armature winding is a distributed winding. Field winding is a concentrated winding. So all the turns of the winding are uh, very adjacent to each other, right? Just like the thread on a thread, right? We will have a threaded tube, no, which a thread is wound. So everything is in one place, very close. But this armature winding is spread over the periphery of the armature core, right? Next, fourth one. What is the fourth one? Field poles. So field poles are made up of iron. So they generally, the field poles side view, if you see, so the field pole. This is field pole. Okay, so it will have holes here. This is also lamination. This is also lamination. Okay, so in this you will have, this is called field core, pole core, not sorry, not field core, poles. These are field poles. So these are pole core, and this is pole shoe. Pole shoe looks like a horse shoe. Okay, pole shoe looks like a horse shoe. So field, sorry, pole core and pole shoe. Field poles will have two parts. One is pole core and pole shoe, right? So our over this, this is lamination. So So over this whole core, we will keep a winding. Okay. So to this winding, a DC supply is given. DC power is given. Okay. So this is a lamination of a field pole. So if we connect such that means field pole looks like this. Okay. So semicircular one. So field pole shoe is a semicircular one. Okay. So over this we keep a winding. So right. So these are made of iron only. Okay. Soft iron maybe, right? So the winding is when you give DC supply to this field winding. When you give DC supply, so DC current, some field current IF enters into the field winding. This field pole works as a electromagnet. So out of this comes a magnetic flux. Okay, the purpose of this field winding and a field pole is to produce a magnetic flux. Okay,
Yes,
understand?
sir. Yes, sir.
Uh, so here that is the purpose of your field poles, right? So this magnetic flux. So units of magnetic flux are what? Units of magnetic flux are Weber. Okay. Units of current are, tell me.
Ampere.
Huh?
Ampere.
Ampere. Very good. Right. Please. So am I visible in the video?
No, sir.
Not visible in the video. Okay. Now,
Yes, sir. You're visible.
so this is the purpose of field poles. Now let us see what is next one is what? Commutator. Commutator. So this commutator to convert or to make alternating current as unidirectional current. in the external circuit. Actually, the current induced in your DC generator, the current induced in your DC generator is also AC. Okay, so we have a special component, of a important component in a DC machine as well as in a DC generator as well as DC motor, that is called commutator. It will convert that induced AC or alternating current as a unidirectional current in the circuit. That I want to explain you with the help of a simple circuit. So you are giving a mechanical energy, right? So this is generator, right? I'm talking about generator. Okay, so generator is connected. It supplies electrical energy, right? So the two terminals are there across which we connect a load. Inside it generates AC, but the same AC will flow in one direction in the external circuit. Actually, alternating current which we generate is of a sinusoidal shape. A sinusoidal voltage or sinusoidal current. Okay, so it is called positive half cycle, negative half cycle, right? That means if you take an element like this, say what a resistor, a emitter, or capacitor, whatever it is, so during the positive half cycle, current will flow in this direction, right? Positive half cycle. In the negative half cycle, current will flow in this direction. Same current. Say if it is RA, resistor RA, so during this, say this is a duration of the waveform, period of waveform. So this is T by 2 here. So for T by 2 up to 0 to T by 2, current flows from terminal 1 to terminal 2. After from T1 T by 2 to up to T, the current will be flowing in reverse direction, right? Sinusoidal voltage it is. So any AC will have alternating current, whatever the shape. This is a sinusoidal shape alternating current. You can have rectangular shape alternating current, a triangular shape alternating current, like this. Okay, triangular wave. You can have a rectangular wave. Okay, a rectangular wave you can have. Okay, trapezoidal wave also you can have. So you can have a trapezoidal waveform of current or voltage. Okay, but everything will have every waveform will have a positive half cycle and a negative half cycle, which you have studied in your intermediate or 10+1, 10+2, or even in 10th. That a rectifier, diode rectifier, will convert alternating voltage into a direct voltage, right? So that will make, so similar thing will happen when we keep a commutator, right? So same function is done, a similar function is done by the commutator here, just like your full wave rectifier. Okay, but we should
Yes, sir.
we should not call it as a full wave rectifier, but it is a mechanical rectifier. We can call it as a mechanical rectifier. Commutator is a mechanical rectifier, an important part, right? So it is, and also it is one of the reason for not finding extensive applications for DC machines, right? Because of this commutator, there will be more maintenance required for the DC machine. Commutator causes maintenance. That not only simple commutator setup along with brushes. We use commutator. Even without brush, only commutator will not work. So I will explain that. So commutator will does it is called also called a mechanical rectifier. Commutator is a mechanical rectifier. Okay, so commutator function to make the alternating current induced in the armature winding a unidirectional current. Okay, so this commutator works with the works along with the brush. Commutator is also a cylindrical one, right? So it has lugs. Simple. It is made up of different lugs of L shape. Okay, L shape lugs. That means small pieces of L of shape L made up of copper. Okay, so they are all connected so that it will form a commutator, right? So if this is the armature and this is the shaft, so over this you will have a commutator. So this is a commutator. Armature, commutator, and this is shaft. Now next one is a brushes. Yeah, again I will draw the same figure. So this is a commutator with some radical. I will draw. Brushes blue. Here if you see in this figure, everything is rotating except this is armature, this is shaft, this is commutator, and these are brushes. Brush. Okay, so it rotates. Shaft rotates, armature rotates, commutator rotates, brushes are stationary. Whether it is a motor or a generator, whether you are using the DC machine as a motor or a generator, the brushes will remain stationary. But the commutator is rotating. Okay, commutator is rotating, shaft is rotating, armature is rotating. Okay, so but the brushes are just they are like they slide over the rotating arm commutator, right? So if this is a my hand is a commutator, this white pencil is a brush, so it will just in contact with the rotating commutator. Okay, so commutator will have different lugs. So brush will be coming into contact with the commutator lugs and collecting current from the commutator. Okay, so the winding in the winding of the armature winding, right? So in the winding of the armature, EMF or voltage is induced. So that voltage is is collected by the commutator, or that voltage is collected by the brushes from the commutator. Okay, that voltage is collected by the brushes from the commutator. So the whatever the voltage induced in the armature winding, not in the armature core, voltage is induced in the armature winding. You have to keep it in mind, right? So voltage is induced in the armature winding, so that electricity or voltage is or current is collected by the brushes from the commutator. So this voltage or current passes through the commutator and becomes unidirectional in the circuit. Okay, So I will once again draw the same figure to explain. One more important thing. One more important matter. Okay, brushes are drawn in blue in color. So to the brushes, we connect a external circuit. So if this is a generator, okay. So this is armature, okay. This is shaft, this is rotating. So you have given P mechanical, okay. This is what we do. The external circuit is connected to your brushes, okay. That is what the brushes will do. The purpose of brushes is to collect the current from the commutator and supply it to the external load, which is connected to the generator, okay. Is it clear? Did I make sense? Hello,
Yes, sir.
right? So if you have any doubt, you can ask the doubt.
So these basics we have learned in the 10th class itself, no, sir? These basics that I have told just now for
Maybe you might have,
splitting.
I don't know, but I didn't study them in the 10th class. These are
Okay,
you
sir.
have learned,
Sir,
you have learned, you have
I
studied all.
mean we had AC and DC machines, like not like machines, sir. Like we learnt only the basic structure of them, sir. Like how to construct them and all that, sir. In a rectangular shape, we used to have something core there and north and south pole, and we used to construct it using. Also, we used to follow Fleming's right hand rule, I believe, sir. Like right hand rule or left hand rule. I don't remember it properly. Those
Okay,
things we have learned.
okay, okay.
In CBSE students, if they can recollect, they can, sir. But other boards, I don't know about them. ICSC, state board, and all.
Okay, okay.
Yes, sir. Basic structure, that's it, sir. Not more than that. How it works, that's it.
Okay.
Yes. Sir.
Is there any doubt? To any, if you have any doubt, you can ask. No doubt. So if no doubt, we will stop here. Okay. We'll continue the next class with the working principle. Next class is a working principle.
Okay, sir.
Don't miss this next class.
Yes.
Right. I will end this session.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Everyone,
Thank you.
just
Sir?
1 minute. Everyone, just watch the videos which I am posting. If you have any doubt, and come to the next class. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
It is better for you to watch the videos which I am posting in that group. Right. If you have any doubt, you can just watch it. Thank you.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.